Hello guys, welcome to another episode of the Blender Beginner tutorial series. So in this tutorial we are going to look at UV mapping. After we do UV mapping, you add texture, so we will look at UV mapping before we go to texturing. So I'll come here and select UV editing here, and you see this is the UV editing layout. Let me just click here to close the button here, and I'll just enable my screencast key so that, as usual, you will see what I press at the bottom left. So what is UV mapping? UV mapping is, let me go into edit mode and shift A to bring an object, let me say a cube. So UV mapping is just unwrapping an object, a 3D object, so that you can apply 2D materials to it, and after that you get the textures on it very well. If you don't do UV mapping, you can't add textures. Okay, so you understand better when I demonstrate. I'll tab into edit mode, and you see this is the default UV mapping on this cube, meaning, and I'll add a new, come here and add new, and I'll choose UV grade, and I'll just hit OK. Let me title it test, UV test 1. Okay, now just press OK. So this is the test 1. So when I go into material preview, you can see it there, unless no, I've not applied the texture to this material. So we talked about nodes the last time. Let me just make another layout here and just choose shader editor, and with this selected, I'll click new. And if you want to apply a texture to an object, you hit Shift A, and you see Shift A, you come to texture and you choose image texture. You just put it here and you plug it for the yellow to the yellow, base color, color to base color. Okay, so you see this one change. Okay, let me just click N to hide the side panel so that I can see it better. So I'll click here and select the UV. I already have some there, so that's why you have this plenty, but I'll choose the UV test 1 since we are dealing with it right now. So this is how you apply texture to a material, and this looks very fine because already the materials was, when you put and you select an object in Blender, it already has some basic UV mapping on it. When I come to the object data properties and I select UV, you see we have one UV here. If I close this one, this thing will go off, but it's no need, so let me just leave it and continue. So by default, Blender has this UV map, and this is the texture. When I tap into edit mode, you see this is it. And in the UV map, you can select vertex mode. You see this is vertices, and we have edge mode. You can select edges, and we have faces or islands, so that you can select all of these objects. Since we have only one object here, but as time goes on, you explore more and you see when you have many objects inside. So and you can select UV sync selection, so that wherever you select here, it will just select here. So let's say I'm in face mode right now and I choose desktop, so you see this part is this place and this place is this part. So that's how it is. This is the sync UV selection. So I'll just click it again and disable it. And like I said, when I toggle into edit mode and select everything, everything will be selected here. So this is it. And sometimes the reason why you do UV mapping is sometimes the object will be stretching. So let's say, let me go into edit mode and let me just scale this on the Z axis alone. You see that this is perfect squares, but these are stretched, meaning if you apply a texture to it, you will just stretch the materials. The materials here will be stretching, you see. And when I tab into edit mode, let me select this place and this is the place. So if I want to even it, I can either, this is a very bad way though, I can either scale it S, Z, and just S and Y, and I'll just, okay, maybe we should go to the we should scale this. And you see, like I said, this is very bad practice, but something like this, the quick way to go about it, if you have a problem like this, is just apply the rotation. Control A, apply rotation and scale. We did only scale, so we just apply the scale. And you see, when you apply the scale, you come to edit mode, you select everything, and you unwrap again with you unwrap. It didn't work. Let's see why it did not work. So this brings us to UV marking seams. So if you want this to work, we have to mark seam, because this is not what Blender gave us. We have stretched it, so we have to create our own seams so that we can apply the textures well. And when you want to mark seam, you go to edge mode, you right click, you see we have mark seam here, or you can still be in face mode and press Ctrl E and just still get it, but I'd rather come to edge mode and right click. So if you want to mark seam, just select it. It's like a cloth. Your clothes, wherever the sewing lines are, those are the seams. So let's say I'll choose this place and mark seam. So I'll mark this seam, and you see, the immediately I do that, it gives me a red line here. Let me select everything, press U and unwrap and see. You see how it's unwrapped? Okay, it's very bad. So let us select another seam. So let's say I'll select this particular edge and select these bottom edges and mark seam. Okay, let's try it again. U and unwrap. Okay, we are getting something, but you see, this place is joined. So let's go to the sync UV mode and select this place and see what's happening. Let's choose face, select and select. So you see, this is the face, meaning we can select this part too and mark seam there to break this horrible lines. So I'll just go to edge mode, select this place, choose these edges and right click and mark seam again. So now we have something like this. Okay, let's close this one and mark this seam. Okay, so now we have something like a box and which goes up and down. Let's select with A and U and unwrap and see. Okay, so now you see the squares are evenly distributed on it, which is very perfect. And when you add textures, it will just run smoothly. There will be no stretching. But mind you, this place, you see, this is breaking. This part is breaking, so meaning the texture will break here because we have a seam here. So when you are marking seam, make sure you hide visible seams. Where your object will be showing, you don't, maybe if you want to show something like a place like this, a render with this particular angle, it will be fine because we won't see the back there. So it will just go around. But since this seam is here, I'll just break this seam. If you want to destroy the seam, just right click and clear seam. So now we have this continuous line here. Let's select everything, U and unwrap again and see what we get. Okay, so this is what we have now. You see, it's now flowing nicely. It's flowing, and this place too is flowing nicely. So that is seams for you. Likewise, you can break. So marking seam is just hiding visible lines. That's the most important thing. You just hide the visible lines. So after you did it, you just apply a texture, and I can choose any other texture in my textures and just apply to it. You don't see this one very well, so let me choose another one. Any texture, let me see. Okay, so we have this wood in here, and you see it's going very nicely. And if you want to, you can select everything. If you think it's stretching too much, and just scale, not here. Let me disable my proportional key and just scale these UVs, and you see, so that it will become small on it, or you can just increase the size by scaling it in, and you see what you get. So that is UV mapping and a bit about adding textures. So you see, let me go to edit mode. You see this place is continuous, it's no breaking. It's no breaking here. But when I come here to the bottom here, you see these are horizontal and these are vertical, so it's breaking. So that's the rules on making seams. Just make sure the place where it will be visible to the camera, it won't show any seam. Other times too, you will have limited choice, so you just have to go with it. So it depends on you. So I have this object here that I was playing with, so let me just bring that one and let me hide this collection and enable this collection. This is what I'm talking about. So let's give it time to load. I'll just choose. You see, these are all objects that I marked seam and just added some textures. So I'll choose one. No, let me choose this plane and hit slash to select only that one and see. So when I type into edit mode, you see this, I didn't add any seam to it. I didn't mark any seam, but we have something we call project from view. When I select everything and I press U, you see we have unwrap. This is what we tried first, but we have smart UV project. We will talk about it later. With this one, some objects you can just press this and automatically it will just unwrap it for you. Let's try it on this one. Okay, just hit OK, and you see it's tried its best to just get some UV projection. And let's go to edit mode and see object mode and see what we did. Okay, so you see the textures are big. So I'll just tab here back, select everything here and just scale it up. And let's go back to edit mode and see. You see we got something nice. Excuse me, we got something very nice. You see, so that's a smart UV project. Let's go back again and choose, press U and see other options. We have light map pack, tongue twisting there, light map pack. Okay, pack each faces UVs into the UV bound. So when I choose this one, you see it will just press OK again. Where did you go? It just packed these things. Good. Let me just light map pack and okay. So you see it filled this UV space. This is the UV grade, or X and Y, or Y and Z. We have the Y and X, but we call it UV. I don't know how the UV came about, but it's UV. It's also the same as Y and X and any other two alphabet you give it to it. But what everybody knows in 3D world is UV. So this is the UV. So it packs everything inside this particular UV. Let's go back to edit mode, object mode, and see how we did. So you see it breaks this into box blocks, which is not which didn't serve really a good purpose for this particular project. Okay, so let's go back and try another one. We have U and we have follow active quad. So with these ones, I'll just skip them, and as time goes on, as we tackle big projects and we add new objects, we will use different ways of unwrapping these UV maps and see how best you can apply textures to it. Okay. Sorry. So with this one, I'll just press U and go back to my smart UV project and maintain it there. And you see, when I go to edit mode, object mode, you see, I can just scale this one upwards and just make it very small on this face, and it's almost nice. Okay, these are just textures. Okay, these are just textures. And I was talking about let me go to edit mode. I was talking about this particular one, project from view. So you see Blender, I told you in the previous tutorial that when you press 1, you can go to the front orthographic. We have 3, right orthographic. We have 7, which is top orthographic. So you see this very view. If I tell Blender U and project from view, it will just give me this particular view. So let's try it. U and project from view. You see it gave me just this particular region, and I can just, when I tap into object mode, you see they are very big. The texture is now big on it, so I can just scale it a bit and just see. So now see it's a bit nice. So that is project from view. It just projected what it saw. So you hit 7 and it just project this particular view. So that is project from view for you. So I'll just press the slash button and bring the rest of my object back and just choose another one. So let's take this one and hit slash and see. When I go into edit mode, you see I only added seam here and seam here, and the rest I just deleted it. You know, with 3D we fake everything. So I just, excuse me. So you see this one, I added seam here and seam here, and I broke this place, and just it breaks this and this. So if I choose this, if I select just this with L, you see this part is this place, and if I select this place with L, this is this place, and this part with L, this is it. So when I press L, you can select any object, any linked object. So you see these are all linked together, so L will just select them. So this is how I broke this seam. So let's look at another one. And I added the textures, and you see it's almost the same thing. And this is just a duplicate of this one on it. Let me go back to you see when I just press the slash button to reveal it, it's just a duplicate of that one. You see it's almost the same thing. So just bring it back, and it's lying on it as if it's almost the same thing. Sorry. And we have this pillar. Let me slash to bring it back. With this pillar, you see the texture is on it very nice, but I don't think I added seams. Okay, I just did a smart UV project. With this one you can do smart UV project or light map pack. So I just did smart UV project, and I think this, it gave me this. Let me try again and see if that's what I did. That's okay, and Blender is not responding. Okay, so you see I told you I did just smart UV project, and it just gave me this one. So sometimes you don't have to go through the trouble if the object is not that very important or it doesn't require any much attention. So let me bring the rest and let's see. With this block to period to zoom it in and just slash. So you see this one too, I think I did okay. I marked seam, but you see this place is stretching. I marked seam, okay, and I deleted the bottom. So but it's stretching. So let's try again. Let's press A, U, and let's do smart UV project and see what we will get. Okay, you see it's still almost stretching. Let's see if I select this place and hit S and X. Okay, so you can get something there. And mind, if you do this, you have to do it for all of these two, S and Y, and it's not a very good practice. You see, it's even stretching. I'll just Control Z to go back. Very good. But with this one, with the seams marked, I have to add another seam here just to fix this. So I'll just select edge mode. You know, making seams is just like playing game. It's like a puzzle. I really love doing it. You just have to find a way of adding the seam so that your work will be textured very nice. Look at it like a game. Yes. So I'll just select this place and right click and add mark seam. So I marked all these seams, and let's try and see U and unwrap. Okay. It's looking very nice. So it's just a matter of me stretching, selecting everything here and just increasing the size. And let me go back to edit mode, and you see it's very nice. Yes, so that is it. Let me choose some other different thing. Let's select one of these walls. Yes, and let me tab into. Okay. So with this wall too, I think I did a smart UV project and I just increased the size. So as you can see, this is not following very well. You see, I just did smart UV project because I knew those places wouldn't be visible, so I just wanted this place. So that's how I went about this one too. And let's see this object. Let me press period key to zoom in and go to edit mode and press slash to isolate it. And you see this seam, you can clearly see that I added the seam just at the bottom here, just the bottom line here, and it just broke everything very nice. And you see It's very nice. And this is just material. These are no seams. The seam is only added to this. The texture is only added to this bucket, but these are just materials. Yes. Okay. So try to bring it back everything, and let's see if I did a good job here too. So tap into edit mode, and this is just smart UV project or light map pack. So you see, I didn't bother myself working because I knew it will be far away and it will not be that visible. Yes. So I think this is a brief introduction to UV mapping. We have, let me close this and bring this one back. And let me just add Shift A and bring a cylinder. Let me enable my gizmos and move the cylinder aside. Let me scale it a bit. And Control A to apply the scale I did. So I just go to edit mode, and you see by default this is what Blender gave us. This is the cylinder. But with cylinders you can just choose U and just cylinder projection. You see it just projected it horribly, but if I press 1 here and U cylinder projection, you see what it did. You can the same thing, go to the top mode and press U cylinder projection. You see, so it just projected from the view that you are looking at it. If you just want desktop, like I showed you, we have many ways of doing it. Choose the one which will be convenient at the particular time. And I said this is like a game, so you just have to. With this one too, you can break a seam here, you can mark a seam here. Alt select this one, Shift Alt select this one, and mark these seams. Mark these as seams. You see, we have something like this, and you can select all and press U and unwrap. So you see, it gave us almost what Blender gave us. This is nice, you see, and you can just apply your textures and Shift A to apply a new texture, an image texture. Let me choose image texture. Plug the color into the color. We will look at textures next, adding textures, PBR textures to models next. So don't worry about this one. This is just a brief introduction. I'll just select the UV test grid, and you see it's very, very nice on it. There's no stretching anywhere. It's very nice on it. So guys, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. It's going small, and I appreciate those who have subscribed already. Please share these tutorials to your friends who want to learn 3D, and tell them how fun it is and how simple this thing is going. I promise you, you'll be champions. Thank you for sticking with me. Make sure to give this video a like for me, and just post any question you have in the comment box. Thank you.